comes up when we're here is about paintwork, and paintwork is the first thing somebody will crib you on down at the local pub. What kind of paintwork on mine? It's rubbish. So if you have to give it to a man who does it all the time, do that. If you do everything else, you've still restored that car. Just because he's put paint on and things like that doesn't mean you haven't restored it. And so sort of taking bits of expert help where you need it is always good as well.
What car are you restoring? Which one?
Series 2A Land Rover, I think.
Oh, you should keep them.
He likes Land Rovers, you need to talk to him.
Okay. Has anybody else got any other questions, or is there anything else you'd like to know?
What tools should I get for fabrication work if I'm just going to start first off?
Oh, well, actually, you probably answer this best because this is your...
Right, well, some hammers and dollies are always good to have. The first sort of bigger piece of machinery like that we've got on here that I would never tell anybody to get is shrinking and stretching machines. You don't necessarily have to get the one that we've got that's foot operated. You can get them that go in, clamp in a vise, so you can put a bit of angle line on the bottom that go in the vise. But a lot of stuff you can make sort of bits of angle line, you can fold things and all that kind of stuff. That's easy, but something that you're investing in, shrink a stretcher first. Because as you'll see, the next demo we're going to do in a few minutes is about panel fabrication. And we'll talk through all this, and I'll talk to you about how you have to kind of think a little bit differently about metal. You have to think of it more like plasticine or pastry rather than something where you smack your head on it hurts kind of thing. Because it acts like that, it will stretch, it will shrink, and the act of doing that will take it from a flat sheet to, for instance, like the front of that Cobra over there. That was all flat before, but it's been shrunk and stretched in the right places to make it that shape. And there's various things you can do it with, but you can also just do it with a hammer and a piece of wood. So you've got to look at the job that you need to do and then sort of go from there. And you don't necessarily have to, I'm going to broad brush here, Americans want everything. They want every piece of equipment and they want power to it all as well. You don't necessarily have to do that. And sometimes you just sort of take a bit of a step back and a breath and think, and it might be better to invest your money somewhere else rather than getting loads of equipment that then becomes either a coat stand or just your tea stand and loads of dust and stuff. So it's just...
Yeah, get gloves, glasses, grinder, and welder first.
Boots. Don't take the guard off your grinder either. None of you. I hate that. Loads of TV shows, all the American stuff, they've got like big disc on it like that and they're getting hold of it and they're like thump and it's, I have touched a wheel with my hand before and it's not fun. So don't. And they all go, oh, you can't get in. You can. Because the good guards will move around and you can get into where you need to. So yeah, health and safety is something that you need to be aware of. He says to do in his trades.
Yeah, right, well before we wrap this up then, has anybody else, this is a farewell